Hello once again, everybody. I'm Jake Lucci, and welcome to my video coaching newsletter. The title of today's video coaching newsletter is College Recruiting Experts. There's so many experts out there. It's amazing these days. So as you guys know, I got a quote. I'm going to read it, and then we'll actually go through an email that was submitted by a mom. So any moms that are out there looking to increase their college recruiting knowledge, whether it be for their son or for somebody that they know, this is a great video newsletter to watch. So we'll go through that email here in a minute. But first, I'll read the quote. And the quote says, "In college recruiting, it's easy to follow the crowd. It's easy to think that if your student athlete does well, that he or she will get seen by college coaches. This is only partially true. The truth is that not all recruiting budgets are like Division I college football. First-class plane tickets, expensive meals on visits, and full-ride scholarships are not the norm, but high school parents and prospects seem to think otherwise." Well, if you look it up, the numbers are really not that hard to find. If you're a high school baseball player, for example, there is a 98% chance that you will never, 98%, I'm going to say it a third time, 98% chance that you will never suit out for a Division I program, and a 95% chance that you'll never even play in college, period. Don't think like the masses. Don't trust other parents that have never been through the process. It's like trusting your electrician to paint your walls. I mean, he may be able to do it, he may know how to do it, but he's not going to give you that quality job. He's not going to be able to do something that an expert would, like a real painter, okay? So we're not talking about painting walls in your house. We're talking about your kid's future. We're talking about the siblings that are looking to go to college after your oldest kid, for instance, gets a college scholarship. That's going to open up doors down the road. So remember, this is a very, 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 in fact, it could be the most important investment and most important decision that you've ever made regarding your son or daughter's future. So don't take this process lightly. If you want to gamble, go to Vegas, okay? Don't trust your kid's future with a fellow parent or a coach that's all of a sudden become a college recruiting expert just because their kid signed a scholarship last year or 2 years ago or whatever the case may be. Take all the advice that you receive, including mine, that's fine. Take my advice with a grain of salt if you'd like, but any advice that you receive, take it all with a grain of salt. Understand that not everybody is an expert. And the ones that are out there that are going to try to tell you something based on what they've learned, you need to dig into that a little bit deeper. You need to try to find, why is this guy telling me this, or why is this person telling me this? What kind of background do they have? What kind of results have they generated? Not just how many kids have come through their summer program and gotten scholarships. What are some tangible results, some parents, some coaches, some people that you can talk to say, is this person legit? That's what you got to figure out, because if you take any piece of advice that anybody gives you and you just run with it, there's a good chance that it's not going to be great advice. And if it's not great advice, there's nobody that's going to feel sorry for you. There's so many different factors that play into it. So just be very, very, very weary of who you listen to when you're talking about college recruiting. So let's go through the email. She says, "Hi Jake, we want to thank you for your videos about college recruiting." You're welcome. "If more people spoke the truth like you, we would not be in the position that we're in. Like many parents, we trusted what other parents and coaches had to say about the college recruiting process with regards to our son. We played on one of the top travel ball teams in the state and went to plenty of showcases and big events that costed us tens of thousands of dollars over the 4 years our son was in high school." She puts in big bold letters, she puts, "None of it worked. None of it worked." Ouch. Tens of thousands of dollars. Didn't seem like that investment really worked out. She said, "None of it worked." She said, "We subscribed to the notion that if our son played well enough, he would get seen by college coaches and ultimately offered a scholarship. This was not the case," she says. "We sent emails, put videos together, and met with the summer organization and high school coach multiple times. They all told us that everything was going to be okay." Oh, isn't that nice of them? "They all told us that everything was going to be okay and that they would take care of it, but things did not turn out the way that we had hoped. Please share this with other parents," she says, "because if we would have educated ourselves earlier about the college recruiting process, we may have had a different story to tell. Sincerely, Jan." Now, Jan's not a real name, but kudos to you for sharing your story. That's what this whole process is about. It's about learning from others that have been through the process, that have made mistakes, and then learning from that, and then hopefully not making the same mistakes that they did. It's amazing to me how many of the same types of issues and the same types of challenges that parents and prospects go through. It's like a revolving door. It's the same thing. We're going to wait. We don't need to get started yet. We want to do this, Jake. We want to do that. Or, hey, we're going to let our summer coach do it for us. We're going to let our college coach or our high school coach do it. Don't get it twisted when I tell you, there are coaches out there, summer coaches and high school coaches, that will help out in the college recruiting process. In fact, that's part of their job description. Is it looks really, really good on their resume if you or your son or whoever we're talking about gets a scholarship to go play at the next level. That looks good to the board. That looks good to the administration. That looks good to other parents. That looks good to other people that are looking at that athletic program and they're saying, man, those guys are getting signed. That's what you want. You want somebody that has a consistent track record of doing this year after year and that have achieved the results that you want for your son or daughter. So looking back at her email, she says, like many parents, we trusted what other parents and coaches had to say about the college recruiting process. Here are the key words here. The key words here are parents and coaches. Parents, their job is to be a parent. Just because a guy got his kid signed or his kid signed a scholarship to a big-time program 2 years ago does not qualify him to be a college recruiting expert. And then the second thing that she said is coaches. Coaches, what is their job to? Their job is to coach. Their job is to coach. There are a ton of great coaches out there, and there are a ton of bad coaches out there, just like any profession. But if you can find a coach that has shown years and years and years of the ability to get his kids' names in front of college coaches, stick with that coach. Stick with that guy, because they are very, very few and far between. So I get so animated about this because I eat, breathe, and live and sleep and whatever word you want to put in there. This is what I do for a living. This is what we do at LPG for a living is we help people with this process. So we see emails like this that come in each and every day, and we're like, man, it makes us feel a little bit bad because we wish that we could go back, in time and to make the adjustments. But as a parent, here's what you have to remember. This parent is looking back and saying what? I wish I would have done something different. So if you're a parent that's watching this, if you've gotten this far into this video, don't be the parent that writes the email saying, I wish, I wish, I wish. Okay, you didn't know what you didn't know. This lady, she didn't know what she didn't know. She may have not even have heard of Lucci Prospect Group. She may have not have heard of me. Really doesn't matter. The point is, her kid is not in the right spot. So whether you're a prospect or a parent watching this, that is the number one thing. You have to find the right fit. And I've done hundreds and hundreds. Look it up. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, okay, that's fine. There's not going to be people that believe what I say, and that's okay. But what I'm going to tell you is this. I've done hundreds and hundreds of video coaching newsletters and raised, in fact, now it's millions of dollars, and worked with hundreds of kids and parents that say the same thing. I wish that I would have known about you and LPG sooner. That is not to pump me up. That is not to pump LPG up. That is just to really, really drive home the fact that if you don't educate yourself in this process, if you are a parent and you don't educate yourself, you are going to be the one left foot in the bill. You are going to be the one writing the check to that college, which, by the way, college is not getting any cheaper. You are going to be the one that suffers. That summer coach, it doesn't matter. You want to know why? Because he's got the next group of kids coming. That high school coach, he's got the next group of kids coming. That's what the issue is there's no accountability in this thing. If you go to a coach, just like this mom did, and you say, I believe you, coach. I believe that you're going to help get my kid recruited. And he doesn't do it, and he doesn't follow through. Who loses? Who loses? Does the coach lose because now he's a bad guy because he didn't do what he said he was going to do? No, he doesn't lose because he's got the next group of kids. Who loses is the kid. The kid, the parent, the siblings, the entire family loses. So the dollars that you're putting towards your son, whether it be for summer ball, showcases, whatever, there are thousands of ways to get seen and thousands of ways to get exposure. What you got to figure out as a parent is my money going to the right place? Is my money being invested in a place that I can see a foreseeable return on this investment, mainly in scholarship dollars? That's what you're looking for. So with that said, you can get my help personally by reaching out to me via our website, the Lucci Prospect Group Facebook page, by typing Lucci Prospect Group in the search bar on Facebook. Contact us on Twitter, Instagram, and also if you or someone you know is interested in becoming a prospect, be sure to click the Become a Prospect link above or below this video to fill out the quick LPG questionnaire and get your college recruiting process started today. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.